order. If everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Chairperson Power is unable to join us today. She sends her regards to everyone and looks forward to seeing you at our September 17th meeting. I have to give her a full report immediately following this meeting. So she'll be well informed. Secretary D'Alessio, do we have a quorum?
Yes, Vice Chairman Hicks, we do.
Thank you. Notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-10, has been complied with and shall be entered into the minutes of this meeting. For the record, I don't want to sound redundant, but it's important to memorialize the fact that on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's certainly a pleasure and privilege to introduce our new interim president, Dr. Mark McCormick. Dr. Jeffrey Herron, Acting Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs. Ms. Michelle Campbell, Vice President for Institutional Advancement. And our newest board member, Mr. Peter Francesco Giannini, graduate student representative. So welcome to all. We look forward to working with everyone. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from our regular meeting from June 13, 2018. I have a motion. Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Do we have any correspondence, Ms. D'Alessio?
Today.
Thank you. Committee reports, academic, student, alumni, and minority affairs. Mr. Raja?
I would like to have a motion for the resolution 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Questions from the board? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution is approved. Thank you. Next item is the Facilities Committee report. Mr. Sika?
I'd like to make a motion for number 1, A, B, C, D, to N.
We run out of the alphabet on this report.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6A, B, 7, 8. Do I hear a second?
Do we have a second? Mr. Tappett? Thank you. Moved and seconded. Questions from the board? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution is approved. Thank you. Finance Committee report. Mr. Orris? Thank you. Human Resources Committee report. Ms. Palumbo?
Motion to approve resolutions 1 through 7,
Second.
Moved and seconded.
and as amended. Yes.
As amended. Your second is as amended. Okay. Moved and seconded. Questions from the board? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolutions are approved. Thank you. We have no general report this month. Next item is report of council. Mr. Hoffman?
No report.
Thank you. President's report. Dr. McCormick?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I have a little packet to pass around to the members of the board. And in it, you're going to see several things I want to walk through with you quickly. So what you're seeing coming around, first off, is a new folder produced by our foundation, which we're going to use for various marketing purposes. So thanks to the foundation for the generosity in creating this beautiful folder. And on the inside left flap of the folder, there is a copy of something from Megan Alai, our Director of Research, who's here with us today, on our first attempt of a draft to share with you of some dashboard indicators from the board. And we're thinking down the road, with your permission, to develop sort of a separate portal for you. you can access 24/7 to check some of these indicators, and then we'll bring to you each month a snapshot of that month where we are. And so just some various things that are sort of high-level things to keep the board informed on the health and viability of the college, such as our enrollment, budget, continuing ed enrollment, and then things about student performance, including persistence, and if you look on the next page, retention rates, and then certainly outcomes post-graduation and transfer. And so I want you to take some time when you can to look at this carefully, and then feedback, perhaps through the chair, your feedback on, are these the kind of things you want to see, something different, something more? This is sort of a beginning, we'll drill down more as we get time, but I think this is a start, so it'll give you a high-level picture of the kind of things the board should be aware of on a regular and monthly basis.
Very nice.
On the other side of the packet, just a reminder that our convocation is coming up on Monday, August 27th, beginning at 8:30 with a reception for all returning faculty and staff, 8:30 in the cafeteria downstairs in this building. And then at 9 o'clock, we'll move to the Performing Arts Center, where we're going to have a brief State of the College address, and then presentation of the Lavender Award, which is bestowed on the Honorable Ron Rios, Director of the Freedom Award. And we'll have a lot of folks from all over the county and state here to see that honor, so we'll have a full house. Hope you can join us. And we'll have reserved seating up front for the trustees and dignitaries.
And we know that Dr. McCormick has really expanded the nature of that activity this year to really make all members of the community feel welcome. We appreciate that very much.
So what Mark's alluded to in part is that certainly I've made an effort to invite personally all the unionized members of the staff. For the past several years, you may be aware that AFT in particular, the Federation for the Faculty Union, have had a job action. Many of them did not show up at convocation. I've got the assurance of Pat Payne, as the president, that they plan to come in for us. So we'll have a full house, both of outsiders and insiders. And then at noon that day, if you're ready to stick around, we're going to have a cookout, weather permitting outside, if not back inside. So the entire campus community, faculty, staff, administration, take a break together, break bread, have burgers, have dogs, vegan options, and we'll be together outside for an hour at lunchtime. Next in the packet on that side is a fold-out page that those who were on the Academic Student Alumni Minority Affairs Committee got to see earlier, that Jeff Herring presented. Some of you asked last month about, we have a news sheet plan, what happened to the old one, right? And besides the accomplishment list you saw distributed a few months ago, this gives you a real flow chart of the evolution of that plan, both what we finished and sort of tied up and done, more importantly, some of the continuing efforts that really aren't ever finished and that we're going to keep manipulating and working on together as a group. And so when you get to the right-hand side, you've got the 4 new directions you approved as a board at June 13th meeting, and Dean Herring, with help from people over campus, especially the academic affairs, Dean Schurz here, are working on sort of operationalizing that. So we'll have for you next month a draft of some very concrete objectives and action plans with outcomes, measurable outcomes, that will fall into these 4 categories. So there's things you actually can do and benchmark against every quarter and report to you regularly on the progress toward achieving those outcomes and goals. If you have a question about this, I think you, Dr. Herring, but I think you did a good job of sort of capturing the flow of the old plan into the new. Behind that is a back-to-back sheet with our list of current academic programs, both degrees and certificates. So if you're out there in the public and someone says, well, we got dental hygiene, you bet we got dental hygiene, right? It's on the list. So this is also on our website, and it's the current list of academic programs. A couple flyers. A lot of you donated last month. Thank you to the new food pantry, which began in earnest in January. And I took Michelle down there the other day. She hadn't seen it, and she said it was very impressive compared to others she'd seen. We keep hearing the numbers are high in the summer of users and also of donators. Believe it or not, students often donate to this thing. So we're having a lot of folks in the community, current faculty, staff, retired faculty, staff, alumni, and all of you who are regularly bringing us things. So I asked Mary Tudlow, who's in charge of it, to give us a regular monthly update of what's most needed. This is her current list. Canned goods aren't high on it. Students don't like canned goods as much. They like pop tops. They don't like things that have to use a can opener on, but they do like things they can eat on the spot. A lot of folks come hungrier today, so protein bars, bottles of water, those are really high. And also personal care items. A lot of students can afford food, but don't have the money to buy deodorant. So those things are very popular and much appreciated from all of you. You can drop it off, by the way, downstairs in front of the Student Life Building on the 2nd floor. Next thing is the plan now for the commemoration on what's now called Patriot Day, 9/11, run by our Student Veteran Club. If you can be here, great. Ron Rios has consented to come and be our keynote speaker. So it'd be nice to see him there again. There'll be a flag raising and a brief speech at the flag. If the weather's nice, if not, we'll coincide immediately after. on 9/11 at 11 a.m. And the last flyer is a pretty new initiative. I highlighted this in my report to you. The new alumni chairs, Nicole Rizzoli and Jonathan Rosario, have undertaken a new initiative. We have, as you know, on site a child care center. Many of the families that attend that child care center are very low income, and so there's not a lot of money for books. And as we know, reading to children at a young age increases their opportunities for learning later on. And so they've collected down 400 books to date from the community, and each week, each child needs a book to go home to their family. So if you have extra old books or want to buy some new books, all ages are welcome, especially sort of 5 and under kind of age books. Again, donate them here at the campus or in our office across in Chambers Hall. One last thing in here. We belong as an institution to the ACCT, Associated Community College Trustees. It's a great resource nationally for advocating for all community colleges. And they have sent us our annual certificate of membership, suitable for training, so we'll put it somewhere in the executive suite. But I gave you a copy of that to your members, so when you want to join or go to things, there's a discount based on our membership. And one of the things coming up is their annual convention this year in New York, their Leadership Congress. This is mainly for trustees, but also for leaders of the college. If you want to go, I'd be happy to go with you. It's in October, it's coming up. I'll send more details as I get them. But look online, acc.org. And if you want to go, the college will pay for you to go. It's a 2 or 3 day event. It's a really high-level leadership training. So you heard about for our women students. This is for trustees. I'm happy to accompany you if you want to go to that. And that, Vice Chair, is my report.
Very good report. Thank you, Mr. President. Old business? Hearing none, new business.
I have a question. By the way, that was an excellent report in terms of the content and also the visual layout. So I like that. This day and age is a little bit of each, but very helpful. Which does kind of tie into a topic I wanted to raise, Mr. Chairman, and that is just as we're completing the summer, heading back into the fall, because we obviously we're on campus now, we'll be back at campus greater numbers shortly. Can we talk about just what's the timing of the overall presidential search process? I know that, congratulations, I think it's tremendous to have you here as interim president, and but this board ultimately will make a determination as to what's in the long-term interest of the college community. And so at one point we had talked about, and I certainly advocate for, this board potentially retaining a firm to assist and help to direct in that process. For some of us, this will obviously be, for many of us, the first time to go through the process of helping to select and being engaged with selecting a new president. It's also very important to have all the stakeholders involved in that process. And the answer may be right here, in front of us, and that would be tremendous. And it may also be that there are folks in New Jersey or throughout the nation who otherwise should be part of that mix. So, long story short, I think that it's time for us to get involved with finding potentially a few firms to recommend, recruitment firms, and to kind of start to outline a very preliminary timeline for what this board would do, perhaps through the chair, perhaps through council, as somebody who's certainly been involved with this board for a long time and knows this process. We could coordinate in a way so that at our September meeting, we're in a position to either take action or know the timeline for what level of action we would take.
Chairman, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to say I'd like to be in closed meeting with the board to discuss the matter instead of out in public. I think it should be closed.
Yeah. In response to your question, Mr. Taffet, Chairperson Power is going to be appointing a subcommittee of the board.
Okay.
The subcommittee is going to be meeting prior to our full board meeting on September 17th. Certainly one of the topics on that agenda will be the discussion and review of potential search firms, the magnitude of the search, as well as what aspects of the college and Middlesex County communities will be involved in the search. And it will be a very, very open process. We will have some of the answers, particularly the time frame, as an update for the full board at our September 17th meeting. So we're really looking forward to the subcommittee work and getting involved in this as soon as possible.
That's perfect. And I respect what Mr. Seeker just said in terms of their components to this. Obviously, the closed session is appropriate, simultaneous. At the same time, it's important that we have transparency in this process for wherever we wind up as a board. And by the way, I think we're in a very good spot, very pleased with the direction we're heading and things that are happening today. So by no means is there any connotation, one way or another. It's just that this is the next logical step.
Yeah, and we need to address this as soon as possible in fairness to all concerned. And we intend to do exactly that. So I'm glad you asked that. Thank you. Okay. Other new business? None? Okay. We've reached that portion of the agenda in which the board will entertain comments from the public. If anyone has a comment, we would ask you to go to the podium. Please use the microphone so that we can hear your comments, and please identify yourself as well. Yes, sir.
Good morning, trustees. My name is Charles Cradaville. I'm from New Brunswick. I'm the editor of a community newspaper, New Brunswick Today, also a candidate for mayor of that wonderful city. And I want to start by thanking all the board members for their service, and I just think that the college is an amazing resource that adds to the county's reputation, and I'm super grateful for your work, and also that we have a satellite campus in my city. I do want to ask about the search for a new president. You asked my first question there, so I appreciate hearing the transparency that's going to be a part of it. Can I ask when the interim president was appointed? Was that at the prior meeting?
The interim president's term started July 1st, was approved at the prior meeting, yes, in June.
Thank you, and I do want to wish you all the best, and all the new persons in new positions the best of luck. I know it's a challenging job, but I look forward to you serving in it. May I ask the salary for the president?
It's a public record.
I believe the salary was $197,000. Yes.
Okay, and may I ask for the prior president, who I understand was very well liked and had a great reputation, how long did she serve in the position, and what are the terms of her severance or her departure?
I believe the prior president served for a total of 13 years at this college. The terms, Mr. Hoffman, I know you were involved with that.
Yes, she's received a sabbatical for 18 months, a relocation allowance, and she's on the college payroll during the sabbatical.
All right, so she continues to collect the salary for another 18 months?
Yes, it's been a tradition at the college when presidents have retired that they get sabbaticals, and it was determined that because of her long service for the college that they would continue that tradition.
Okay, thank you very much for answering my questions, and again, best of luck, Dr. McCormick.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from the public? Okay, hearing none. Thank you all for coming today. You know, this was a very important transition meeting for all of us, and we really need to thank all of the board members, Dr. McCormick, his administrative staff members, and all members of the college staff for working together during the last 2 months in preparation for our meeting today. We've accomplished a great deal. I hope everyone feels the same way, and we are certainly there to support Dr. McCormick, the staff, and the students. So we're looking forward to the new school year very, very much, and wish everyone continued success for the coming school year. With that in mind, since we have no further business to conduct today, the board is adjourned until our next regularly scheduled meeting on Monday, September 17th, here at the College Center Corral. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's approved. Thank you all for coming. Have a good day. Thank you.